Hi there. Today I want to share once again another installment of what I know today that I didn't know yesterday. And interestingly enough, what I know now that I didn't know just yesterday is how how much we deserve to be loved, and how important it is to find a partner that receives our love and reciprocates that love back. I know how women operate, I know how women work. So when I make these videos, I'm speaking more to women, but I also do believe it applies to men, maybe in a different way. I don't know. But I'm sharing this because I am someone who has spent my whole life fighting for my worth, which actually means that I didn't believe in my worth. I didn't believe in my value. And we all have these core wounds from childhood. And do they come from factual events? I'm not sure about that. And it doesn't really matter, because I really do believe I did have great parents. But through my whole life, I have felt like nobody cares about me, nobody loves me, that I'm invisible. And that has been my core wound my whole life. Do we all share that same wound? Possibly. Are we here to blame our parents? Not at all. Are we here to find the truth and set ourselves free? Yup. That's exactly what we're here to fucking do. And that's what I've been doing. I talk a lot about the work that I do, and I've been doing it for 19 years. And I guess to sum it up, what I'm committed to doing is diving deeper into my heart to find the truth, to then release these fears that limit me in my life. And one of the big one, and it's love or fear. So if it's fear or resentment or regret or worry or whatever the hell it is, anything that's not love in the moment is fear or based in fear. So, I look back at all the relationships in my life, and I've always been with people that don't see me. And it's because I've never chosen myself. I've never seen my own value. And also, what happens is we get addicted to this emotional state of rejection or frustration or abuse, whatever it is. And it's so much easier to see it in other people than it is to see in ourselves. But the beautiful thing about this is I've been doing this online workshop, and every day I tape a 1-hour video. Every day I work with a part of our patterns. And the intent is to release those patterns and free that part of fuckery, the things that we believe that are not true. And last night during the video, I was like, holy fuck. The part of the workshop that we were doing was to create a more loving relationship with our past. And I did a visualization exercise where we merged or we aligned with a version of ourselves from our past. And it brought me to when I was like, I don't know, 12, 13. And I merged with the feeling of it. And it was so much like just this. I was convinced that nobody would ever love me, that nobody would ever love me, that nobody would ever see me, nobody ever cared about me. That's how my whole life, that was this core wound of my whole life. And interestingly enough, every relationship I've ever been has been with someone who doesn't appreciate me, doesn't see me, doesn't love me. And so I'm always chasing a love that doesn't even exist. And I used to blame the people that I was with all the time until I started to realize, wait a minute, I'm the one fucking choosing who I have relationships with. This is 100% my choice. Nobody's trapping me in these shitty relationships. I'm putting myself there. And what I'm really recognizing is I've put myself in these positions because we become addicted to how we felt as a child. And if I always felt rejected, then I'm going to be good and addicted to rejection. And so it's interesting because through the years, I've amped up my game. I've stepped up my game. So the people that I'm with are not emotionally or mentally abusive. They're not mean. They're not assholes. They're not horrible. You know, this person that I just spent time with is a really, really, really wonderful man. He's safe. He would never be rude to me. He would never call me names. He would never shame me. He would never yell at me. He's somewhere safe. I felt very, very safe in his arms, like I've said in all these videos. But the truth is, he does not want a relationship right now because he's in a very broken state, which means he has nothing to give a woman in a relationship. And I've known this all along, but, you know, there were always mixed signals because this person really wanted me in his life. So he always fought for me to be in his life. But it was always like, so I would always go back thinking, oh my God, okay, this time he means it. You know, things are happening because he just made this whole case as to why I should be in his life and how much fun we have and why we should be together. But the actions didn't match the words. And the reason I'm sharing this, because I have been on and off this fucking roller coaster for 9 months. I've been angry. I've been hurt. I've been, you know, all of these things. But also through this whole journey, I have healed so many parts of my wounded heart. And what I finally did was speak my truth. And I told him everything today that I had to say, that I had feelings for him, and that I was always tricking myself into thinking that we were going to have this great relationship. And I also shared that he continued to want me back in his life and fight for me. And then every time I would go back, there was always this big fucking hit of rejection when he then a few days later would say, yeah, I don't want a relationship. I don't have time for a relationship. I'm really busy with work. I'm this and I'm that. And then there was always this like, well, what the fuck did you fight for this for? So anyway, what I know today that I didn't know yesterday is this is my choice. Like, I am choosing to always believe the person that has not given me any substantial evidence that he cares, because he doesn't. Well, I'm sure he cares, but like, he doesn't want. He cannot give me what I deserve to receive in a relationship. So what I did today is I chose myself. And like I said, I told him everything that I had to say. And I said, no, I don't want to go for coffee with you today, because what would be the point? I don't want to see you now that you're home, because what would be the point? Then you'd hold my hand and you'd cuddle me and you'd rub my back and you'd rub my feet and you would do all of these things that would make me feel very safe and very comfortable. And then I would leave and there would be some kind of a conversation, you know, where I realized that this is just a friendship to you. So I ended it today. Like, ended it. There's no going back. There's no tricking myself into thinking we're going to get back together. We're done. And this is like the greatest gift I've probably ever given myself.